one that's just north of the Mall Center. That is a guy who operates a dumpster business, roll-off dumpster business. So we have at this point visited the properties, except I guess I haven't been in a single-family home that's in this area, but we've been in the other properties. One of the items at the last meeting that we talked about was an ordinance for the village to have a permit process for open burning. I'll have something to you at the next meeting. I've been busy on, I guess, other things up to now. That's all.
Jack? Forester, Plan Commission, and ZBA are not here. Anybody?
Nothing for the ZBA.
Okay. Forgot you were supposed, are you still ZBA?
Yes.
We're busy every week.
Let's see. Police report.
Since the November 17th meeting, we've had the following activity. We've been on 2 911 hang-ups, 10 accidents, 17 burglar alarms, 1 animal complaint. We've assisted the fire department 16 times, other agencies 4 times. We've had 2 burglaries. One was a burglary to auto and one was a residential burglary in Thorngate. We've been on a well-being check. We've done 1 child safety seat installation, given out 2 crime prevention notices. There was a criminal damage to property, 3 driving complaints, 1 DUI arrest, 2 fraudulent activities, 1 juvenile problem. We've done 2 lockouts, 9 motorist assists, 1 open burning, 1 parking complaint, 12 suspicious circumstances. We've had 1 theft. We've taken 8 case reports. That's where it says crime prevention notices. That's I already mentioned that. That's from another meeting, so that should be there. Underneath traffic stops, we've made 69 traffic stops, and we've given 32 persons 38 citations. We also made 4 arrests for consumption of alcohol by a minor. That was also in Thorngate. They were out walking on the night having some kind of argument, and the officer stopped to investigate and determined they'd all been drinking. In addition, one of them was also charged with having a fraudulent ID. And we've also made 1 arrest for a threat by telephone. And we are currently watching 8 houses for people around town. And that's the police report.
Chief Auguste, was there any fire activity over this period?
Well, we ran 35 calls on the month of November. 3 were fire calls, 22 were requests for paramedics, no car accidents, and 10 in the other category. Total for the year of 434.
Thank you. Okay, comments from the president. If you don't know it, Bill Kaplan is back in the hospital, hopefully very briefly. And meeting format has changed for this evening. He asked that we defer any action or discussion on the defense issue until the next meeting. So we'll do that. Okay, visitors wishing to address the board. Anybody signed up for that? New business, approval of Cohen, Salt, and Newburgh November billing. Mike, that was up.
Bill, before we get to that, just with respect to new business generally, I was talking to you before the meeting. I don't know where the communication snafu is, but I didn't receive paper copies before the meeting of any of the new business items. I did receive emails on some of them, but not all of them. So I'm not quite sure what the problem is, but I just want to let everybody know that if I don't receive these things, then I won't be prepared to vote on them. And this has been a problem. I don't know if it's just me in particular, but it's been a problem in the past, and I want to make sure that we take care of this so that
Sauk Boulevard billing arrived late or was overlooked during the billing approvals at the last meeting. So Mike knows that knows, and all we need to do is what we ordinarily do. Let's do board approval on that item.
And I reviewed the bills and the appropriate credits were given and they look fine.
Okay, so taking that one, do I hear a motion for that approval?
Move to approve the November billing from Mr. Kubar.
Second? Okay. And that, I think, is a roll call vote. Okay.
Trustee Chamberlain.
Aye.
Trustee Gravett.
Aye.
Trustee Hager.
Aye.
Trustee Coombs.
Aye.
Trustee Masterson.
Aye.
Trustee Sonic.
Spadek votes yes. Motion carried, approval is carried. We'll get a check and you can have Hanukkah.
What are you getting us?
Okay. The next one is the approval of the general fund transfer to the police and sewer fund. That is basically an accounting move. I think the figures are given to us by the auditors, correct me if I'm wrong. And it really is kind of an academic approval of sorts. I don't recall ever seeing an approval of this type required in the past. And I don't know what, well, we did pass out something here this evening,
I didn't get one.
which,
This can wait until,
I put one at everybody's desk. You got
Why don't-
it's
why don't I
like a
just,
three-page.
but if you
Why don't I
prefer,
just-
we can hold off on that meeting.
yeah, why don't I just mention what this is about a little bit, and then, essentially,
Want this one roll call?
the water fund, sewer fund, and the police fund typically operate with a deficit. The water fund, you would think, why would it operate as a deficit? Because we collect user charges and we pay less than that to Northbrook, but depreciation causes us to have a negative amount in the fund. And under, I guess, strict auditing standards, that amount of depreciation would be replenished in some fashion, otherwise you're not providing, for the reserve to replace your equipment. In our village, we use the general fund basically as a common pot to serve as the reserve things. I think that's one of the things that Trustee Masterson was looking at earlier in the year. So the sewer fund, it's easiest for us to have, we don't really collect user charges, and sometimes we have items for which we're responsible, not Lake County, under our agreement. I think it also has depreciation. The police fund, we know, the police levy itself doesn't come near covering the total cost of the police operation. So in the past, what would happen is we would start to either have these due tos or we'd have these inter-fund loans that then the auditors would say, why do you leave these on the books? Either the loans have to be repaid or, why do you have loans? Or you end up having your annual report showing growing negative balances in the funds. So their recommendation to us was in the appropriations ordinance, which we did last March, to anticipate transfers from the general fund to these other funds. And we put an amount in the appropriations ordinance that we guess would be sufficient to make that transfer later in the year. And so what they're suggesting we do is essentially, as a plug number, make the transfers from the general fund into each of these other funds as previously anticipated by the appropriation ordinance to authorize those transfers so that through December 31, which is the end of our fiscal year, the funds would then be brought to a even keel. So there's no urgency about this tonight. In the past, we haven't done this because either we're accruing these loans and then we have a motion to forgive the loan